is my time where I get questions from people all the time, people that want my channel download hit on things. And instead of answering things individually, I decided that it would probably be more beneficial for everybody if I just answered the questions live online like this, channeling to you. And so that's what this is about. Dear Siddiqi is kind of like Dear Abby, where people write in and ask questions, and then I use my intuitive superpowers to answer those questions. So we're going to go for about 20 minutes today or less, and I'm going to answer some specific questions. If you have questions of your own, you can type them into the chat, and I believe that I will see the questions on the stream here. So if I don't get to your questions today, I will get to them later next week. So please feel free. Anything you want an intuitive download on. I have friends that call me all the time. Hey, what's your hit on this? What's your download on this? This is what I do for a living. I give people intuitive resources so that you can learn to trust your instincts, trust the things that are calling you and tapping in to your heart's desire. I hope that makes sense. So I'm just going to start by tuning in. I do have a really juicy question today. And again, the reason I'm doing this is because the questions that I hear from my clients, from my friends, from people that I am a consultant for are very universal. And I believe that if we can all tune into the collective consciousness, that thread of insight, that thread of knowledge, that thread of truth that we have within ourselves, that most of the time we experience as a gut instinct, like a gut hit, like it just didn't feel right, or it did feel right, or that voice that you have in your head. My ultimate goal on this planet is to train you to really trust your own intuitive guidance. And I'm doing that leading by example in these weekly episodes of Dear Siddiqi. So let's just get started. I'm going to tune in. Had a really great question. And just so you know a little bit of my process, when I'm tuning in, I'm asking for my ego and my personality to just be removed from the equation. And I'm asking for my guides, which is a collective called UmRay, which means Mother of Light. I'm asking for this collective consciousness to work through me, to bring not just words, but an actual transmission, a frequency of shift, a frequency of energy to you, and especially to the person that asked this courageous question. And I'm also asking, as my ego and my personality are removed, I'm asking for the most pure, insightful, loving version of the truth to come through. My name means the friend that tells the truth. And I'm asking to be given this transmission for you today from a place of a sincere friend that would sit down and tell you the truth. Okay. So the question was, how do I overcome this writer's block? How do I overcome any block? And the answer is deceptively simple, dear ones. And it is, you don't focus on the block. You don't focus on overcoming the block. The vision that I'm getting is of a wall keeping the ocean back, and the wall is the block. And it doesn't matter how strong and how fortified the block is, the wall against the ocean. The power of passion, the power of insight, the power of your intuition is so much stronger than the block itself. This is great. How do I overcome the writer's block? How do I overcome any block? Thanks for writing that. And the answer is that you trust the flow and the push of the ocean and the pull of the ocean. You are water. You are 90% water. your body is linked, intricately linked to the energy of this planet. And that which is wanting to express itself in you, of you, and through you is constantly pulling you away from the block and pushing you and compelling you to express yourself more accurately, more deeply, more intuitively, with more passion. And so, anywhere you are blocked, the new way of being is to say, what do I want more than this block? Do I want to focus on the wall, or do I want to look out at the expanse of the ocean and realize that the thing that is wanting to express itself in you, of you, and through you is so much greater than you are, my friend? The request from the universe, from the powers that be, from my guides to your guides, is that instead of tuning into the energy and the frequency of the block, which is what? It's fear. It's just pure unadulterated fear, and it's the ego. It's the ego wanting to maintain control, wanting to make sense of it, wanting to have it be perfect before you put it out in the world. And this is so true. How many of us, raise our hands, want it to be perfect? We want the perfect website. We want the perfect landing page. We want the perfect email. We want to make the perfect video before we transmit that message. But the thing is that the transmission is the message, the energy of the ocean, the thing that compels the ocean to push and pull. It's that energy that you're wanting to tap into. So when you say, how do I overcome writer's block? You don't focus on the block. You focus on what you want more than that wall holding the ocean back. And if you are a creative, what you want is you want freedom of expression. You want to give yourself a place where you're not in the fear, where you're not in the questioning, and when you're not even exploring the block, because what is greater than that wall? The passion and the thing that moves mountains, the thing that moves the water. It's this centrifugal flow of energy that is born of this planet, that is gravity that you are a part of. Hoping this is making sense to you. But how do you remove the block? You allow the ocean to bring a tsunami of energy that is wanting to express itself through you. And so anything that you're creating moving into 2023, here's a very simple practice. Part 1, don't focus on the block. Part 2, focus on the thing that is calling you to be a vehicle of expression, whether it be your intuition, whether it be writing, whether it be coaching, consulting. It doesn't matter what it is. There is a vision, and this vision has an energy of its own. You are the steward of that energy. And your only job is to bring your focus back to the expression of that energy. You might first start by expressing the block and the fear. Most of the time, it's not fear of the thing itself. It is a fear of a concept of, well, if I really put this out in the world, people will judge me. Or if I really put this out in the world, I will be successful. Most of you are more afraid of success than you are a failure. You know failure. You've done failure. You've failed to express yourself. You've failed to ask for what you need. You've failed to put your truth out in the world. You have already done failure completely. How much more failure do you think you need to overcome a block? None. You don't need any more failure. What you need is permission to be who you really are. And the only being on this planet that can possibly do this is not your friend, DearSiddiqi. It is you giving yourself permission to focus on what it is you really do want. So step 1 is you make a decision to not focus on the block. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing to solve. You've already done that. You've already lived that. You have enough evidence of what it is to be blocked, to be in the shadow, to fail. You know that. Yes, you know that. The next step is to ask yourself the question, what do I want more than this? And to begin to move your focus from the wall to the ocean. I want to experience the ebb and flow of my creative life force energy expressing itself in its unique form in this lifetime. Is it writing? Is it photography? Is it painting? Is it cooking? Is it being a parent? Is it being a partner? Is it your business? Doesn't matter what it is. It is the energy that's wanting to express itself in you, of you, and through you. And then the last part, the most important part that we are hoping you really land this concept today is that whatever it is that is wanting to express itself, be it a book, a movie, the love of your life, that has its own energy. It has its own life force. It has its own guidance system. And if you believe in angels, spirits, guides, it has its own guide. So the book that you are writing has its own guides. And to really remove the block and to open the floodgates to that ocean of energy that is wanting to express itself in you and of you and through you, all you need to do is, using the words of Abraham Hicks, tune in to the life force energy behind that book, because I'm answering the question about someone that has writer's block. Tune into the energy of the book. Tap in to the guides, to the spirits, to whatever it is that you believe, translate it into your own belief system. But that book has its own life force energy. You're tuning into it. You're tapping into it. And you're consciously, by saying, what do I want more than this block? You're consciously tapping into and turning on the flow of that life force energy that wants to express itself as a book. Does it take discipline to sit down every day and write for 15 minutes? Yes, it does. Are you willing to write crap before you write your creative genius? Hopefully so. This is the answer to this question. Hope it was helpful. I have time for one more quick question. If you want to write it in the chat and Facebook, I'll see the answer to that. But thank you so much to my friend from Europe who asked that question. Hopefully that was the answer. Yeah, so fabulous to hear you again. Thank you so much. And again, the question was, how do I overcome writer's block? How do I overcome any block? And then the answer was right here, decide to not focus on the block. Ask yourself, what do I want more than this block? And then realize that the thing that you are wanting also has its own energy, and tune in to the energy of that and let it express itself through you. So any more questions out there? I think I'm getting this in the feed. I'm using Restream, by the way. So this is exactly what I needed. Thank you so much. If there aren't any more questions, I'll just end it with a little story of my own. So for those of you that know me professionally or personally, you know that I've been a photographer for over 33 years. My birthday, my 55th birthday, yay, happy birthday to me, was just this past week. And I made put a stake in the ground decision for moving forward in my business and in my life. I'm really owning and tapping into my own intuition, my own intuitive guidance system, leading with that, leading with the answers that I just have all day, every day. And so what really helps me to express that talent and that gift in the world is your questions. So I will be tuning in every Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific time to answer your questions. So you're getting, thank you for the belated birthday wish. You are getting free intuitive downloads that my hope is that in doing this, that you're like, oh, this is obvious. I knew that. I hope it is, because your intuition is not some woo-woo out there pie in the sky idea. It's a mechanism that I will be exploring with you in these sessions, Dear Siddiqi, every Thursday. And my hope for you and for myself is that in 2023, that this is the year that we really own our intuitive superpowers. We own that innate sense of knowing that we have, and we begin to use it in all the areas of our life, especially the areas where we have fallen short, where we have been overcome by fear, where we have been in these blocks. Maybe it's your relationships. Maybe it's you've been struggling with money. You've been struggling with your health. You've been struggling, what am I doing in my business? Am I doing the right thing? Or you've been struggling with your own innate connection to really trusting the source of your intuition. And that's what we're going to be exploring in 2023. I'm so excited. This is so easy for me. I love this. So write your questions or your comments, and I will tune in again next week. I will be giving you free intuitive downloads on your questions. And I'm so super stoked that you're here listening to this. And write in the comments below your question or if this was helpful. And just one more thing I want to remind you of is that we are all in this together. You are not alone. 2023 is going to be completely different, my friends, than 2022 Scouts Promise. And this is the year where you really lean in. My word for 2023 is participation, where I really lean into participating with this energy and bringing it through and landing it on the planet, because this energy, these ideas that you have, these desires that you have, they are universal collective energy that is wanting to use you as a vehicle for expression. So again, next Thursday, 11 a.m. Pacific, I will be channeling. I will be doing another Dear Siddiqi session. We are streaming on Facebook. We are streaming on LinkedIn, and these videos will live on YouTube. So please, 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 I'm here to be of service to you with my wisdom and with my intuitive superpowers. And I cannot wait to see your questions. Thank you for joining us. And again, next Thursday, and whatever platform you're watching this on, write in the comments if you have a question. You can post it anonymously to me through Facebook Messenger, LinkedIn Messenger, YouTube. If you don't want anybody to know that you're asking the question, happy to answer them, happy to be at your service. And I love you so much. 2023 is going to be an epic, off the chart year. So if you have been struggling, please tune in. Let's unpack this together and let's move forward with clarity and with grace, because that is truly what this next year is going to be bringing to us in spades if we are making that different choice. There will be many people that are unconscious and unaware that they have a choice, and they will be stuck in that perpetual struggle. You will be surrounded by them. So this is your safe haven. Dear Siddiqi is your place to really tune in to that place in you that knows that you're done with the struggle of 2022 and going back lifetimes. You're done with those struggles and you are here to triumph. And I am here as your biggest cheerleader. Love you so much. Questions below. Join us again next Thursday, 11 a.m. PST. And just know that I am celebrating you and your questions. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you so much, everyone.